Hey y'all, my name is Kayla and welcome to my cozy chaotic corner of the internet. Somebody please ask me how many drinks are currently sitting in front of me.
Hey Kayla, how many drinks do you have there?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I currently have a vitamin water, a sparkling water, and an apple cinnamon tea. Anyhoozle, in today's video, we are doing the final book haul of 2024. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of books, so let's just get cracking at it, okay? I do have this segmented in like what fashion these books were purchased. So right off the bat, we're gonna start with our box office, not box office, box or store box. What are like Walmart and Target called? Anyways, the big conglomerates, okay? So no particular order except obviously like the format in which they were purchased. So to start, we have a Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. I'm not gonna lie. This may have been a cover pick, specifically because it has this gorgeous sheen or shimmer to it. Stunning. And it's like one of those soft matte paperbacks that are just like nice to hold and feel. I picked up book 2 from this series at my library just on a whim because it is a stunning cover, and then I realized it was book 2, so for some reason I just decided to buy book 1. And also surprisingly, even though it was purchased on Amazon, this book arrived in pristine condition. And I don't know about you guys, but pretty much anytime I buy a book on Amazon, it arrives dented and damaged in some capacity. But speaking of Amazon and getting books that also still arrived in pristine condition, I have Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. Pumpkin Spice Cafe was released in 2023. Then there was the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore that was released earlier this year. And then the Christmas Tree Farm just came out. Why do I not own the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore? That's a great question. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I had already pre-ordered this one before I read the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, but after I read Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I enjoyed this one. Is it the greatest, most elaborate, phenomenal story ever? No, but it's like a fun, good time. If I like the Christmas Tree Farm, will kind of dictate and determine if I buy Cinnamon Bun Bookstore and the Strawberry Shortcake Hotel. I think that's what it's called. It's coming out in spring of 2025. Next from Target, we have A Court of Mist and Fury.
Kayla, have you read A Court of Thorns and Roses yet?
Well, I know I have not, and we have some visitors. But I saw this at Target. It was on sale, and I just picked it up. In reality, do I even think I'm gonna like A Court of Thorns and Roses? No, but I was told, this is like the dumbest part ever. I was told, like, you probably won't like A Court of Thorns and Roses, but you will probably mildly enjoy A Court of Mist and A Court of Mist and Fury, and then you're definitely gonna like book 3, don't know what it's called. And I was like, wait, so you're telling me I have to read 2 chonkers to get to the third chonkier of the chonkers to really be like, ah, yes, I'm enjoying this series? Doesn't sound like a great time to me, but here we are. From Barnes & Nobles, I picked up Graveyard Shift by Emma Reel. It's a shorty. Also, I am confused why this is a deckled edge. I feel like deckled edges only belong on hardcovers, not paperbacks. Oh my god, this is like the most terrible print ever. It's a black page, but then it has the white... I should have just not purchased this or returned it. And then it also has, like, you can see the tiniest of little, like, it was technically supposed to be cut at this line, but was clearly not. This is a terrible edition. And it's technically not even deckled edges. It's just glued in horribly. Oh my god. Anyways, this also actually has a really nice shimmer, just like a Broken Blade. The Barnes & Noble exclusive sucks. Holy smokes. Yeah, again, oh my god, so many... printing mishaps. Yeah, I'm glad that we all experienced this realization together, because I honestly, I'm gonna read this for sure, but then I think this is going in a free little library, and I'm gonna try and find the hardcover of this. Hardcover short books, I love. Another Barnes & Noble was Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I mostly just purchased the physical copy of this because I enjoyed the audiobook of it so much. I highly encourage you, if you are going to consume horror movie by Paul Tremblay, to consume it in the audiobook format. I don't think reading this would make sense. I think you have to listen to it and or do like a tandem read where you're listening and reading it at the same time. But yeah, this was mostly just my trophy of you finished the book. That reminds me of this reel I saw on Instagram. I actually don't recall where I bought this, but Love and Other Words by Christina and Lauren. I love it's called Christina Lauren, but it's literally two separate people. That's just like their combined pen name is Christina Lauren, but they are two separate people. Also, apologies for not like explaining what any of these books are about. There's just too many books to explain what they're all about. This cover is just so cozy. I've heard people either love this book or they're just kind of meh about this book, but I've never actually heard someone say this was absolute trash terrible, so we'll see. Last but finally, not least, I pre-ordered this on Amazon. We already know this is probably Kayla's top pick 2024 release cover. Like, if you're gonna make a cover, y'all, this is like the gold standard in my personal humble opinion. Next, we are going to move on to books that were purchased on Pango. First and foremost, I picked up The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Stiefvater. Why did I pick this up? This was for my booktuber TBR for November that I just didn't do. November was a crap month. It was a crap month, okay? I think this cover is stunning. Again, it has that pearlescent, Broken Blade and Graveyard Shift had this pearlescent cover going on. It's stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. The Raven Boys. You Again by Kate Goldbeck. I've heard quite a few people talk about this more towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. Apparently this is Kylo Ren and Rey romance retelling. I'm pretty sure that this dude is just a cool cat, and then this chick is a classic New Yorker, and I'm pretty sure she's bisexual because they both have the same love interest, but then they end up canoodling. I found this specific edition of Fourth Wing. This red cover with the gold foilings. Honestly, solid sprayed edges. They don't impress me much. I just really loved this cover versus the traditional just gold cover for Fourth Wing. The one thing I wanted to note is both of these books, individually, I was able to get them for $15 each. Like just around the $15 price point. And specifically for this one, that was nearly impossible. Like minimum, you would be able to find a somewhat alright edition for $30. More of them were in the 40s. So the fact that I just randomly found this one for $15. So that is the end of my Pango picks. Next, we have independent bookstore purchases. The Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne, and if the name A.A. Milne sounds at all familiar, he wrote a certain round character who wore a red shirt who went by the name of Winnie the Pooh. Apparently this is his only murder mystery. I'm very excited to delve into this. But yeah, I didn't pick this up actually. This was one of my birthday presents from my partner. We went to one of our local independent bookstores and he was like, have fun. I had fun. And I picked out this and a few others, which we'll get into. Richard Osman's We Solve Murders. I don't know, I just prefer standalones, to be honest. Like, do I have series that I own? Yes. But when it comes to mysteries or thrillers, I just want it to be a standalone. I don't want to have to start a book and then like delve 4 books deeper to get the full picture or full storyline of all the different characters. So I'm excited to delve into We Solve Murders by Richard Osman because everyone says his writing is a delight. We have The Quiet Tenant by Clémence Michon. And this is a story of a man who's living like the perfect life. He has the wife, he has the daughter. Unfortunately, him and his wife get a divorce, so he has to move out of the house. And he's taking the daughter for some reason. Not sure why. Guess we'll find out when I read this. He has a deep, dark secret that he's a serial killer. And in the basement of the house that they have to leave is one of his most recent victims who's still alive. The final book from my birthday stack is The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Jelly Clark. Last two books from independent bookstores is Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright and We Used to Live Here by Marcus Clyer. Our next stack of books is from the Twin Cities Book Festival, which was hosted in September? October? I don't remember the exact time, but I went, and pretty much what it is it's publishing houses, bookstores, or authors themselves that just have their own tables. You walk around, you can purchase books. There's a lot of talking events during the time too, and it's just a really good time. I did pick up quite a stack of books, actually. So to start, we have Hot Singles in Your Area by Jordan Shively, and I'm not gonna lie, this was a cover purchase. It literally, I was just walking down one of the aisles and it caught my eye. Oftentimes you're talking to the author of the book and they will sign the books for you. So that is so nice, so cute. Jordan actually did a little doodle in the book, Jawbone by Monica Ojeda. And honestly, the main thing that caught my eye in this synopsis was specifically interweaving pop culture references and horror concepts drawn from Herman Melville, H.P. Lovecraft, and anonymous creepypastas. Jawbone is an ominous, multivocal novel that explores the terror inherent in the pure potentiality of adolescence and the fine line between desire and fear, to say less. Another author's table who I stopped by was Chloe Spencer, and I picked up Mewing and An Affinity for Formaldehyde. This one I picked up based off of literally just the name of the book. Mewing I picked up because this cover, mostly like the actual graphic of the girl. And I have read this book. It was such a good time. There were definitely moments where I had like visceral reactions to what was going on. I was just, oh my god. This is definitely delves into body horror, but I would say like this is a good introduction to body horror, if that's like a genre you want to dig more into, because while there were times where I was just like, do we have to? It's not that bad in my personal opinion, but take that with a grain of salt, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that bad, and other people are like, oh my dear god, that was terrible. So this next book was a blind date with a book situation, and I don't think I would have picked this book out myself personally, and that is Suzanne Scanlon's Committed on Meaning and Madwoman memoir. So the rest of these are from Button Poetry, and it is just a stack of poetry books that I have. Also, the people who are at the Button Poetry table are always so nice. This is my second year going there, and they're always so open to giving recommendations. They're very excited to be there and talk about books. Of all the tables that I've been to the past 2 years, like this is the one I know next year I will return to, because that team at the table and at Button Poetry are just so excited to get poetry in the hands of the public, which I absolutely love, and clearly I was happy to oblige that want and need and desire. So I Shimmer Sometimes Too by Portia. I'm not even gonna try and butcher this person's last name, but mostly this tiny little drawing. Gorgeous. So I own a bunch of poetry books now, and I feel like I should start reading poetry. Another gorgeous, unique cover. Next, we have Not a Lot of Reasons to Sing, But Enough by Kyle Tran Meyer. And this actually is supposed to be more dystopian type poetry, so I'm intrigued in that. Oh my gosh. I knew there was art in it, but color art? I just noticed that. That is so fun. Then we have Revenge Body by Rachel Wiley. About Time by Neil Hilborn. I'm not gonna lie, this was a cover purchase. And then we have A Love Song, A Death Rattle, A Battle Cry by Kyle Tranmeyer. Ooh, so I have 2 books by Kyle. This one was also by Kyle, so. For my birthday, one of my girlfriends actually gifted me 12 books. They were all individually wrapped, so I have 1 book to open for every single month, and I thought this would be like the perfect time to open this book during this book haul. So let's see what December is all about. Let you guys see first. Oh my god, try to let you guys see first. Okay, it's the best time of the year. 1 year ago, recent Portland transplant Ellie had her dream job in animation and a Christmas Eve bookstore meet cute with a woman she fell in love with over the course of a single night. But after a betrayal the next morning and the loss of her job soon after, she finds herself adrift, alone, and desperate for money. Since finding work at a local coffee shop, she's just getting through the days until Andrew, the shop's landlord, proposes a shocking drunken plan. A marriage of convenience that will give him his recent inheritance and alleviate Ellie's financial woes and isolation. They decide to spend the holidays together at his family cabin to keep up the ruse. But when Andrew introduces his new fiancée to his sister, Ellie is shocked to discover that his sister is Jack, the mysterious woman she fell for last Christmas Eve. Now, over one very festive week, Ellie must choose between the safety of a fake relationship and the risk of something real. Kiss Her Once for Me by Allison Cochran. Okay, I'm intrigued. My interest is piqued. Last, but certainly not least, I went to a library book sale, and I would like to note that I got all these books for under $25, and this is gonna be like a rapid fire quick round. We're just gonna go through all the books because some of them I don't quite know. Some of them were just like, ooh, this cover looks interesting, or there was like a certain phrase or keyword in the synopsis that caught my eye. So we're just gonna quick rapid fire around this. And again, I just want to remind you, under $25. And I went opening day. If I went the last day when it was just like the book bag sale, probably would have spent like $10 on all these, if even. So let's begin, shall we? We have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Love of My Life by Rosie Walsh, more 5-minute mysteries by Ken Weber. These used to be my jam growing up in elementary school. Like, I feel like we always had a bunch of these books laying around in elementary school, and I love them so much. The funny thing is, at this same book sale last year, I found 5-minute mysteries, so I thought that was just serendipitous. Girls of Bracken Hill by Kate Moretti. This Might Hurt by Stephanie Robel. The Most Likely Club by Alyssa Friedland. The Good People by Hannah Kent. Jane Doe by Victoria Helen Stone. Why Kill the Innocent by C.S. Harris. Also, this was quite frankly a cover purchase. Lost by Alice Lichtenstein. Revelation by Daryl Gregory. Finding Grace by Giannis Thomas. Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is my first copy of The Hunger Games. However, it is paperback, and I did want to get a hardcover of The Hunger Games, and it just so happens that this one is not only a hardcover, but also a first edition. I don't know if first editions are still a thing that people try to get and try to collect, but for me, it was such a big deal back in the heyday of like The Hunger Games and Twilight and Harry Potter and like those big midnight book releases. Like, you wanted to get the first edition. So now when I buy those book series, I try to find first editions. I don't know why. It's just a thing I do. It's just a thing I do. So I was so happy when I opened this book and looked at the publication page and it was a first edition. Acts of Service by Lillian Fishman. The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. Wreck by Kirsten Cron Mills. Year of the Reaper by Makia Lucier. Second Life by S.J. Watson. Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Vengeance Road by Aaron Bowman. Honestly, the illustration on this cover, I don't know, it's so hard because it has like the plastic covering on it, but gorgeous. Vacation Land by Meg Mitchell Moore. Again, another cover pick. I just think this is so beautiful. I just thought this cover was cute. I think it's a little graphic novel. No, it's not a graphic novel, but it does have illustrations in it. And that is Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk by David Sedaris. We have Sugar Cookie Murder by Joanne Fluke. The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie. Talk about iconic sprayed edges, though. You know what I mean. And then we have The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum, aka the creator of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I'm so excited. All those books, less than $25. And I got them, again, from my library book sale. So I highly encourage you, if you love books, if you want to build a giant library of books, and you want, honestly, books that may not be like the newest releases, but have character and are interesting, and you just love like scouring through random books, go check out your libraries. I can guarantee they're gonna have at least one book sale a year. I know my local library usually has 1 to 2 a year, and if you live in a place that is densely populated, you probably have more than one library within driving distance, walking distance, communal transportation distance from you. So definitely encourage you to check out your local libraries to find a plethora of books, and for a great steal, if I do say so myself. That is the wrap up to 2024. We have purchased a lot of books. We've read a decent amount of books. We have loved and criticized books. It's been such a great adventure, and I can't wait for what 2025 has in store. If you have made it to the end of this video, I just want to thank you so much for either having this be your first video, maybe you've watched all of my videos over the past year and a half. Just thank you so much for hanging out with me. And again, I can't wait for next year, and I hope you guys stick around. Until next time, y'all.